live life on purpose. Addiction has affected our family big time. My daughter got involved probably at about 17. It was a game changer for our family. At this point, I would say there's no area of our lives that haven't been touched. It really broadsided me when she came out with being seriously addicted and wanting help. She was just not the person I know her to be. She wanted to come to us for a couple of years, but we had some family issues. Cancer, first me, then my son. I don't know if that drove her deeper into it or not, but she couldn't find a space to come to us to get help because she felt like family was in crisis. You become addicted to the addict, you lose yourself in addiction. Everything revolves around, is she okay? What do we need to do next? Should I do this? Shouldn't I do this? I think the thing that kept her alive a lot of times, because in the midst of intense active addiction, when she was feeling just, and I know this from her sharing it with me, she really didn't care whether she lived or died. But she cared about what would happen to me and what would happen to her dad and her brother and sister. And that meant more than her own life. One thing I will say I learned a lot of is it's so rampant. It has hit every community. Doesn't care about race, age, color, financial, education level, just like cancer. I mean, I got cancer and then my 24-year-old son got a metastatic melanoma, but I have no problem telling people about the cancer. That carries no shame, carries no guilt, carries no anything with it. But you talk about addiction, there's so much misconception, so much lack of understanding. It's so hard for someone caught up in this, whether it be the family member, someone who loves someone struggling with it, or the person struggling with it. I mean, to have to fight to get help. I mean, there was no problem getting my son help, going to see doctors. There was no problem talking to anybody. I mean, everybody wanted to come around and help us make meals. Yeah, it's not like that for addiction. We just didn't know where to turn. We didn't know what to do with this. And when I was told of a holistic approach to, there was a place that had a holistic approach to rehab, that really resonated with me. So I wanted to try it, and I think it was familiar to her as well. So they just gave us the name of Legacy, and I will never forget this. And if there's one thing that really hit me hard was I called the number. This guy named Brad answered the phone. And he was just so easy to talk to and so willing to be available. I mean, I had called other places. I had called hospitals and just out of the phone book kind of thing. But I mean, this guy it was like I called my dad or something, like a family person. He was so there. And she was upstairs, detoxing with her own street Suboxone. And I mean, I didn't know, is she going to, do I need to take her to an ER? What are the signs? I just knew nothing. What do I do at 10 at night if I don't know what to do? He said, well, just call me. And I said, at 10 o'clock? You're there at 10 o'clock? And he said, yeah, 10 o'clock, 2 a.m., just call. And I hung up that phone and I just thought, like, how can that be? How can anybody be available to this stranger? Legacy had just opened a facility in Wilmington, really just right before she got there, and that's just been the solidifying thing for her. She has done great in Wilmington. The best counselor she's ever had has been down there, Anna, who she's wonderful. She found herself a really good job. She's been working at, she's been promoted twice, she has her own office, and these things which I think, these life changes, they're like little rooting things in her recovery. Having a job to go to every day, having purpose. There's been good that's come out of this journey of addiction. I am not the same person I was before this all happened. I love you, Gabi, with all my heart. I am so grateful you're here.